Hey everyone, Internet PCS book reader here. Today I want to talk about Annihilation by vandermeer. Since we're on a science roller coaster this year with so much science book and science fiction books, let's continue with another science fiction series. This time, one that has been adapted into one of my favorite sci-fi movie, Annihilation. It's a great movie that if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. It's an adaptation from a book and the movie was just based on the first book. So knowing that, I've been keeping an eye on the series in case if it came out again on store, and when the fourth book came out last year, the original trilogy was also reprinted, so I took them. I have all four books now. Unlike the movie that starts with an interrogation scene from the future, the book starts with the four characters going to Area X. The explorer consists of four women, a biologist, an anthropologist, a surveyor, and a psychologist, and the area they're exploring, they are now surrounded by greenery. Trees are around them, coating the equipment from previous explorer. A lighthouse can be seen further into the area. It was such an unknown space despite the place being used to be a country. That's why the psychologist, who is the oldest of the group and their expedition leader, had to hypnotize them before going inside just to give them courage to explore deeper. We follow the journey through Area X through the lens of the biologist, who is the protagonist of this first volume of the Southern Ridge series. To make sure that the expedition got the result they needed, they've prepared for a long journey, bringing with them 6 months of worth of supplies for 4 people and another 2 years worth of supplies in the base camp they've set up there. They also bring with them some kind of a belt accessory, a black box that will glow red in order to alert them of danger, as a sign that they need to escape. It's like the radio noises from Silent Hill or later on the BB pod on Death Stranding. Our previous expedition mysteriously vanished from Area X only to return back outside of Area X sometime later, not remembering anything of their expedition to Area X, adding the mystery of the place. But while they're in Area X, they did set up the base camp that the current group is using while heading to check the area for safety, build tents, and repair and maintain the necessary equipment there. The place used to be a town 2 years ago, which is why you can often see some cabins and wagons in various places here and there, but most of it is now covered by bogs, streams, and trees. You can even easily encounter some bears or coyotes there, which can be dangerous on their own. Crocodiles also live there in this area. They are mostly just black water across the space that is going to the ocean. It's not oil, it's just a still, calm, dark water. So dark that they say it looks like a mirror, and the mirror reflected all the trees, making it look like an endless forest. So beautiful yet so hauntingly unsettling. And to complicate their expedition, the group found something that was not previously there in the area. From all the information they found on the base, a wide and large circular area where entrance to the tower was placed among the forest. It's more of an entrance to a staircase that lead into the deeper abyss below. Looks like can pixel the outer view entrance to the mall, but the biologist irrationally called it a tower, a sign of her losing her mind and becoming more of an unreliable narrator. They had no way to contact the outside since they did not carry modern communication device in fear of whatever is inside Area X coordinating the outside through the device. So they only have themselves to make decisions while leaving behind records so other explorers might find them. When this team was first made, they were supposed to be 5 people, including a linguist. But the linguist apparently changed their mind after hearing about what could happen inside Area X, hallucination, and people losing their mind, foreshadowing what the current team looking at the hole might be facing. They've also been told that the outside cannot see the inside of the field, and they were put there after confirming their participation by putting them to sleep, so when they wake up, they're already inside the field. The biologist understandably questioned all of that. She don't know why the others was there, but for her she was interested in joining the expedition because she's an expert on transitional environment which Area X is. There is also nothing outside for her anymore, so she decided she might as well try to join the expedition. The anthropologist wanted to ignore the tower and check the other known area like the lighthouse first, finding comfort in what is already known. The surveyor thinks they should go check the tower first, making sure there's no threat there. The biologist feels called by the tower, even still calling it a tower and correcting the other 3 who called it a tunnel, and the psychologist also wanted to go check the tower because it's something new. During the first day they come into the field, they were enjoying the last scenery when a wild boar started charging at them, almost attacking them. Almost, not because it missed, but because it weirdly changed its mind. It left in great anguish and they never see it again. After that encounter, they opened the handgun container and its members are now carrying a weapon, not just the surveyor. An additional risk to the expedition since the second team that ever entered Area X killed themselves after the area played with their mind so much. Now they are the 12th team that is exploring the area. They descended into the tower and there is this feeling like you're inside one of the dungeons in Darkest Dungeon, like they're entering a place they're not meant to be. They found nothing on the first floor, just another empty circular area like the entrance, but they did found a stair that leads deeper and near the stair. Letters was written by the vines that stick to the wall. Disturbingly, it was in English. Where lies the strangling fruit that came from the hand of the sinner? I shall bring forth the seed of the dead to share the warmth of death. Then the words stopped, as if swallowed by the darkness. When the biologists tried to check what the words are made of and what the rest of the sentence might be, the vines released a spore that she inhaled that the rest of the group didn't notice because of the darkness. She decided not to tell them. She also suggested to go up and get back to the base first to rest, but also internally so she can monitor the effect of the spores on her body. Thankfully, everyone agreed even without knowing that she had inhaled the spore since all their nerves are on edge. They were resting on the base when the psychologist used a trigger word in order to induce calm to the team when they entered the tower again. And it was here that the biologist realized that she is immune to her hypnotic suggestion now, which means that the spores do affect her in some capacity. And trouble kept coming. The next day the anthropologist was missing. The psychologist said that she decided to go out because the tower scared her that much, so she went to the extraction point. The biologist and the surveyor decided to take her word for it, at least for now, and the three heads to the tower. But when they arrived, the psychologist decided she wants to guard the entrance, and the biologist and the surveyor should head inside, just the two of them. She even used hypnotic command like the voice from Dune. The biologist is not affected, but she had no other choice, so the two of them goes down the stairs. Inside, the biologist saw the wall as made of flesh and beats like a heart, like they're entering a living being. But the surveyor only sees a stone wall. Clearly one of them is hallucinating and is most likely the biologist, but they decided to head deeper anyway. They see more of the boards that are also quickly gone, photograph them along with the little creatures like snail and bugs on the wall and other pattern in the wall that seem to be in a language other than English. They eventually noticed that someone or something is writing these messages, and the surveyor decided it's time to ready their guns, and then they head deeper. When the floor started changing, covered by a thick substance as thick as the sole of their boots, they found footsteps there. The biologist stayed calm despite everything, even as the surveyor is visibly panicking. Her expedition was not her first encounter with Area X. Her husband was a member of the 11 expedition that came before hers. As usual, he came home missing his memories relating to the expedition, and his wife with her that doesn't want him to go. And it didn't take long for him to die of cancer, just like the rest of the people who went to Area X and came back. Maybe that's part of why she can be so calm at this moment. They head deeper following the footprints that leads to the dead body of the anthropologist. That means the psychologist has lied to them, so they decided to go back to confront her. But when they arrived outside, the psychologist was gone. She's also not at the base when they checked there, and with her, half the supplies and most of the guns were gone. The surveyor wanted to get out of Area X, but biologist still wants to go back to the tower, and also she wants to find the psychologist because she believed that the psychologist had something to do with her husband going to Area X. And because they disagree with their direction, they decided to split. The surveyor will stay at their base, while the biologist went to the lighthouse instead of the psychologist. And it was on the psychologist's way to the lighthouse that we see more of Area X outside of the tower, traces of what feels like people's life, now filled with animals like foxes, rats, and she even saw a dolphin. But eventually she arrived at the lighthouse. She did not find the psychologist there, although there were traces of her having lived there before. More importantly, she found evidence, journals, thousands of journals of people who have been there, more than it's possible for a mere 12 expedition. She read through many writings of how Area X has been explored again and again and again, including the tower. She also found the journal of her husband that she decided to take before leaving the lighthouse, and on her way out she encountered the psychologist. Out of all the members, the biologist has always been on guard with the psychologist. During her interview with her, she had always put up a defense against her, trying to understate her alcoholic mother, her absent and abusive father, her fear of drowning, and all the antisocial behavior she had when she was younger. But here she found the psychologist dying. She had jumped from the lighthouse outside when she saw the biologist going inside the lighthouse because she saw her as a flame that is going to burn everything on her path. She didn't realize that her hand has been taken by the plants, and that's why she cannot fire her gun to the biologist, adding to her fear of her. She also dropped the title of the book here, Annihilation, a keyword that should trigger her hypnosis on the group to kill themselves, which didn't work because of the spore she inhales. They talk until the psychologist is dead, and then the biologist went back to base with her husband's journal. Now there's only two of the explorers left, which didn't last long. On her way back to the base, she was shot by the surveyor that had lost her mind and had to fight back, killing the surveyor. Now only the biologist was left alone in Area X. Back at the base, she started reading her husband's diary, and just like her group, his group also quickly found the tower, but they ignored it and went to the lighthouse first instead, finding the many journal there, and as a result, their group separated faster. And just like them, their group also becomes violent without having to go to the tower. They started losing trust in each other and shooting each other. It didn't help that duplicates of themselves started appearing, so they never fully know if the others are human or not. They don't even know if they are human or not. Her group also have strange changes like the biologist group also have strange changes like the biologist senses becoming sharper after she inhaled the spore, or the anthropologists and psychologists have part of their body turns into plants, but never doppelganger. More importantly for her, the journals show how much her husband loved her and how much she did not let him into her inner life for her to notice her husband as a person. But it's already too late to regret that. She's just proud that her husband has shown bravery by trying to build a raft to attempt an escape into the sea. With everything done, she decided to go to the tower that has been calling her, going deeper than the place she found the anthropologist's dead body, where she found a light that she decided to go to. She found many things inside the light, things that easily overwhelmed her senses and almost drowned her into them. But she managed to push through to find a door, and seeing the door, she somehow knew that she'll never be able to open that door, so she decided to go out and then follow her husband to the sea, ending the first volume of the Southern Ridge series. This is such a good book. It's one of those books with no unnecessary words, everything just add to the storytelling, whether it's the mystery aspect of the story or the tragic love story that is slowly being told to us that is such a good slow burn in such a short story. Then there's the cosmic horror element of the story. If the movie is about 70% body horror and 30% cosmic horror, the book is more 10% body horror and 90% cosmic horror. It had this suffocating feel that comes from the storytelling that I haven't felt in a while reading a book. It's really good. I can't imagine what the sequel will be like though, since the story of this seems like it's one and done about nature that basically fight back against our industrialization, but the fact that Area X is getting larger definitely will play a big element. I can't wait to go through the sequel. For this book, it's an easy 5. What do you think? Let me know if I miss anything, so leave your thoughts in the comment below and subscribe to the channel. That's about it. See ya.